call me Mystic Mac because I predict these things.
Ikram Aliskerov takes on Jungyong Park this Saturday at UFC 321, and I think this is one of the best fights on the card. I think this is going to be very entertaining. Ikram Aliskerov, always dangerous, coming in off of a win over Andre Muniz. Andre Muniz shouldn't have been in there with him, but before that lost in a short notice fight against Robert Whittaker. I think he took that fight on like a week's notice, lost by TKO in round 1, but before that, wins over Worley Alves, Phil Hawes by KO, had a Kimura win over Mario Sousa on Dana White's Contender Series, took him down and just immediately subbed him. So Ikram Aliskerov is the real deal. I think he's got a lot of potential. Only losses are to Whittaker and a guy that you might have heard of named Khamzat Chimaev back in 2019, taking on Jungyong Park, who on a 2-fight winning streak right now over Ismail Nordiev and Brad Tavares. Lost a split decision to Andre Muniz in a fight that he was robbed, so he could arguably be on a 7-fight winning streak right now. You know, has really good jiu-jitsu, got several chokes, was KO'd back in the day by Gregory Rodriguez. So Jungyong Park, more of a pressure fighter, really good boxing, always in your face, can take a punch, just gives guys, you know, no way out. He's just constantly in your face, making you uncomfortable, cutting angles off, just kind of like the Terminator, walking forward, putting it on guys and just breaking them, not giving them any real room to breathe. You know, he's got strong wrestling, good grappling, and obviously can get the submissions over guys. Taking on Ikram, who, you know, he's got heavy hands. Sambo, I think he's like a Sambo world champion, 100% takedown defense. So really good grappling out of Dagestan. So you know that he's gonna be, you know, usually the better wrestler in a lot of these situations. So, but I am gonna have to go with Ikram. I just keep thinking, like, when I'm going to this fight, I'm like, can Park push a high enough pace to kind of get Ikram to slow down where he can take over? Just because Ikram, you know, he's used to fights finishing early, either him getting the finish or him getting finished. He's only went to a few decisions. Hasn't been to a decision since March of 2022, so curious to see kind of what his cardio looks like in the, you know, the end of the second round, the third round, with a guy like Jungyong Park, who's you know, potentially taking his strikes and continue to push forward. So Park likes to get his takedowns, but I don't think he's going to be able to get his takedowns in this one. And it just depends on if Ikram can deal with the pressure, the forward motion of Park, if he can deal with like a gritty, fast-paced fight with a lot of exchanges. And I think that he can, you know. I also wonder if Park's chin can hold up to somebody like Ikram Aliskerov, because he did get dropped in that fight with Tavares. He took some damage in his fight with Nordiev, albeit maybe, or it was illegal damage in that fight with Ismail Nordiev, the knee to the head, and he was getting tagged up in that first round. But he's shown that his chin has held up since then, but I just don't know if it will against somebody like Ikram, who I think is going to be getting a lot of respect on the feet to kind of keep Park from just pressuring forward the whole time. I think he'll use that really stiff jab that he has to keep Park from pushing forward. He was able to, who did he drop? I think it was Worley Alves he dropped with that jab. He's got really heavy leg kicks, good front kicks, targets the body with knees, and throws straight right hands to the body as well, and I think that's going to be huge. The kicks to the body, ripping right hands to the body, knees to the body, elbows when they get in close. I think that's going to do him a lot of benefit when Park's pushing in to get close. Really taxing the body to keep him back, taxing his gas tank by going to the body, because we've shown Park can take shots to the head for the most part. I don't know if he'll be able to take Ikram's, but with a guy like that who's constant forward pressure, great cardio, always in your face, you got to start hitting to the body to kind of get him to take a step back and move back and maybe not have the gas to continue to push forward. So I think that Ikram's power, his accuracy, just the variety of strikes that he uses will just be too much for Park. He's going to have the 3-inch reach advantage. And I feel like Jungyong Park, you know, he had success in the Brad Tavares fight because they were just kind of primarily boxing, and I think that's what he does. He gets into boxing range with these guys. Doesn't allow them to use all of their tools. They aren't allowed to really out-grapple him. They can shoot for takedowns, but he's really good on the ground, bouncing right back up, so he's just not really giving guys any opportunities to get breaks or to really get the offense going that they want to do. So Ikram, like I said, is going to have a 3-inch reach advantage. I think his striking is going to be a little too versatile for Park, who is primarily a boxer. I think he'll be able to defend the takedowns that Park shoots on him. at 100% takedown defense, and I think that he'll be able to shoot his own takedowns if he wants to. You know, if the pressure's getting too great, I think that he'll be able to kind of duck under on Park as he's moving forward and hunt for submissions there. He's got really good Kimuras, really good submissions on the ground as well. So I'm going to go with Ikram Aliskerov. I think he's just a little bit too dangerous, has a little bit too much finishing potential for somebody like Jungyong Park, who's shown that you know, he can be wobbled. He can be beat at times, you know, and in that Ismail Nordiev fight, he was getting tagged by Nordiev in round 1. And I just feel like if you're getting tagged by Nordiev like that, I don't think you're going to be able to take the strikes that Ikram Aliskerov is going to be bringing. So I think that Ikram Aliskerov is going to come out strong, come out hot, and I think he can get this one done by finish. I think that he can chin Jungyong Park, or if he needs to, get it to the ground and find a submission, but I am going to go with Ikram Aliskerov to get this one done. Thanks.